Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. And for those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can go to patreon.com and choose Engelgeist, pick a subscription level, and get the daily forecast a day early, plus other readings that are only available over there, depending on which subscription level you choose. This is a broad spectrum reading for the collective, therefore it is it's put out in sort of broad terms. You have to figure out where it fits in your life, using your best intelligence and intuition in making all of your decisions. If you use any of my videos if you make decisions in your personal life after having watched any of my videos, know that those decisions are your own responsibility. Always take whatever a professional in their field says over anything I say. So like a doctor or lawyer or therapist, never take what I say over them. And if anything doesn't fit or doesn't work in this reading, just know that nothing's wrong. You just might be working on something else that is different than the majority of the people that may watch this video. So let's look. This was originally created for Saturday, January 9th. It's not only set for that day. It's to be used whenever you're seeing it. And let's see what the cards want us to know. What? All right. He's back. Okay, I think that this Emperor energy, remember we have that strength energy happening underneath. So we had the Emperor yesterday. It's that Aries energy. It's that fiery and determined energy. It's like that sort of, I said this yesterday, the loving father letting you know, you're in charge. How do you want it? You get to make that decision. You get to make people stick to that decision. You have to be discerning about who you let in and who you trust. And you also have to be, aware that if they don't live up to your expectations, you have to cut them loose, and vice versa. If you're dealing with somebody like this Emperor, you're going to have to meet his expectations, and they will be high, but well deservedly so, right? That's kind of the premise of this card. I just went through this whole explanation yesterday, but it's like the Emperor knows what he deserves. He expects the best. He expects, he will be kind and show you love, but you have to meet his standards. And so if you guys are in the role of the Emperor, let people be really clear about what your boundaries are and show them that love. And if they, don't do it in a way that you need them to, then you have to clearly explain to them what's going on and why they're screwing up, kind of thing. So let's see what the clarifiers are. Well, this is an easy read. Oh my gosh. I would think there's a lot of, with this coupled with that strength card, is now's the time to be sort of setting together the ideas for the plans of how to go about taking action and what is the best and most sort of the highest and best way to start to begin to take action on whatever it is that you've got planned. All right, so for the first clarifier, we have the Three of Pentacles. This is all about collaboration, coming together, the building of something with the skills of others. That's also what I've been talking about the last 2 days about this Emperor, is that if you do sort of find yourself in this role of Emperor, you want to be holding people to this high standard that you have. Make sure that they meet those requirements. If they do, everybody works their best, right? That's the Three of Pentacles. Everybody brings their own gifts, their own knowledge, their own skill set to whatever the joint effort is, and you can kind of further each other through the process. So don't be surprised if there's people that you want to either bring into the fold or begin to start projects with, or projects get offered to you, or your help gets asked, people ask for your help. Make sure that they're deserving of your help, certainly. Whatever you're bringing to the table today with this Emperor, plus with that Strength card, says to me that you're bringing probably more than what they might have on board. So not to be haughty and pushy or anything, but make sure that you get honored and get fair credit or a fair share or whatever it is that you're working on. Ultimately, the Three of Pentacles is a beneficial card, and it is a good card. It just means that, everybody's sort of needed to be able to move forward. Now, the next card is the Five of Wands. To me, this is kind of I call this card like a whole lot of fuckery. What I mean by that is there's these 5 kids kind of sparring, playing, having fun. The Wands energy to me feels a little bit like that fire of the Emperor, and also of the Sun card, or no, sorry, Strength card underneath, the sign of Leo that's underneath this, right? So I would say keep your, like, how do I want to say this? Like, don't let things get out of hand. The Five of Wands feels like things could maybe get a little bit too dynamic, especially with that Three of Pentacles there. The Three of Pentacles is usually very, even though it's an odd numbered card, it's a pretty even celebratory workflow, right? But the Five of Pentacles say that there could be competition, there could be a little bit of like infighting, or maybe people getting overzealous, jumping ahead of themselves, that sort of thing. I don't think that if you are the Emperor today, if you feel as though you're the Emperor, or you're sort of wanting to be in charge or discerning, I don't necessarily know that you'll jump into the fray of all of that. Try not to let that stuff get to you or bother you. Also, keep a close eye on it too, because I feel like that's what the Emperor does. So the two cards together, when I'm looking at them, it sort of feels to me like the Emperor also needs to kind of keep an eye out for who's maybe getting out of line, or who's being a little like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like, not overindulgent, but who's stepping over sort of their boundaries in a way, in the sense, and I like overstepping their boundaries. That's the better one, not stepping over, overstepping their boundaries. Like, who might be like doing stuff in an area where they're not supposed to be. That would be this Five of Wands energy a little bit. Keeping an eye on that and keeping an awareness about that, you're going to also know who's here to help you and who's here to hinder you on this day. And then the last card is Temperance. Well, that to me is also Sagittarian energy, which is all about expansion. It's about keeping that sort of balance in between the two, like between these actions that are going on. It's almost like we have an option here. We can have the Three of Pentacles, or we can have the Five of Wands. Which way are we going to go? Are we going to sink like to the more egoic levels? That to me would sort of be the Five of Wands, in the sense that everybody's kind of fighting and competing and pushing each other around and trying to get their ends meet, where the Three of Pentacles feels more equal or equitable between the three parties, right? The Temperance card reminds us to keep that sort of clear mind, that graceful heart, that peace about the situation as best we can. The Strength here today in this reading is in the Emperor, he's seated, being benevolent and discerning, and Temperance being in balance and trying to keep everything sort of on the right track and moving forward. If we have like, people that are acting up a little bit, try and stay focused more on that Three of Pentacles energy. Remember, everybody brings sort of something to this endeavor, whatever it may be. And so even if it's something that's, as simple as, I don't know, I mean, it could even be an argument or a debate, but you need to hear all three sides versus allowing them to duke it out in the Five of Wands, right? So we need to find that the temperance of that angel to kind of bring in and be fair and, rule accordingly, so to speak, with the Emperor's energy. But you might be the peacekeeper today. You might be the the one that has to keep everybody like on track. You may have to herd a few cats today is kind of the feeling that I'm getting. But if you honor everybody for what they bring to the table, I think you're going to get some good results from all of this. So let's see what the grounding stone is for today. So it is Remember on Obsidian. So warding off negativity, grounding in the idea of remembering. I would say remembering sort of why we're here, what we came here to do, what we desire. Remembering that other people maybe want, they have their routes to things or their ways that they go about doing that. And how do we meld the two of those? How do we blend them in a way and make that possible? And that's sort of like that Temperance Three of Pentacles energy that I see there is keeping it sort of, even if it's an odd group or an odd, set of personalities, how do we sort of maintain all of that and keep it moving forward in a positive, uplifting way for everyone? Does that make sense? And I think that we can do that. Also, the idea of remembering, just like in remembering our own strength, that's very much something in our own ability, in honoring that and acting from that place today. That's also what we see in that Emperor and that Temperance card. All right, that is your forecast for the day. Sorry it was so quick, but the Emperor twice. There's just not really much for me to explain. You can go back and watch yesterday's video to get more explanation on the Emperor, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Take care.